He says go, that's the one. Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call this meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board to order for November 6, 2014. Roll call, please.
Bernie Bassett.
Here.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Martin Mannix.
Here.
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Gerard Renner.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
And Rick Hall.
Resolution 354, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of October 20th and October 27th, 2014 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 355, abstract 11A.
Resolved that the abstract allotted the claims number 11A-14, 1980 to 2113 for $737,021.25. An abstract 11A 410 to 430 prepays in the amount of $419,092.73 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. Before I begin our public hearings, I want to welcome Councilwoman-elect Meg Lefebvre to the meeting this evening. It's a special evening, as we know. We have our budget hearing. We have a series of hearings. I want to run these as I've done in the past, where we will have some concurrent activities going on. It seems to go very well and moves things along. So I will open first with the hearing on the budget. And I will go through, and while that stays open, we will have the opportunity to receive feedback on the various districts in the town. And we will continue, as I said, during that process, to keep the hearing on the budget open. That will be the last thing that we close, so be sure to hear any comments anyone has. I remind everyone that if you do have comment, we would like to have you please state your name and your address. This is a time for us to hear what the community's interested in, what the concerns are, and that will be duly noted. So first of all, I'd like a motion to open the hearing on the preliminary budget and elected official salaries.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, have a second on that.
Second.
Mr. Mannix. Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, we will open the hearing on the budget at 7:05. Now, we do have some specific times. For example, the Consolidated Water District will be open at 7:15. So if I do interrupt during the budget, it'll be briefly, and we'll get right back to it and continue in that fashion. So first of all, is there anyone that would like to make comment concerning the Town of Plattsburgh's 2015 preliminary budget?
Guess you could close it.
It's tempting, but I'm going to leave it just in case someone else does show this evening.
Does anybody need a preliminary budget?
You need to,
You want one? You want one?
Right. Nope.
If it's the same as you have online.
Well,
you got it.
yes, I should.
Thank you.
Ricky, did you receive any written comments for this evening? Okay, and I assume no one else present has comments as well? And it's a hard thing for me personally, I'm gonna need to sit on my hands here. I certainly am tempted to editorialize about the budget. Everybody worked-
Yes, please do.
Everybody worked hard this year. It's a budget that is certainly a lot, good solid budget, one that we're pleased with. We've been able to stay under the cap this year. Several of the departments were able to reduce their particular operating budgets, which was very good. We're able to have some contingencies in here, and that's often a item that is difficult, because it would appear in a broad stroke that there's a lot of money that's unaccounted for. Our finance manager, Pat Bowen, and I have discussed this many times. Last year, a little bit of the year that'll remain in infamy in many ways, things seem to be percolating along quite well relative to sales tax. And then we had 2 absolutely terrible weeks right before Christmas, terrible ice storms. The malls closed early. People weren't able to come into town. The hotels basically were empty, and as a result, the revenue dropped off pretty significantly. We were very concerned at the start of this year when we got those payments. We were behind where we had hoped to be. So you have to be conservative, and even within the funds, and I know counselors, you've looked at this, we've had our meetings. There are a number of items, as you well know, that are in limbo still. We're still negotiating with our employees. We're talking with new companies and firms to meet our tech needs, and we know that's going to be a number different than we've been able to budget in the past, using TJ Myers. It's been difficult for him with a full-time job, it's been difficult for us with one person. And the revenue isn't all in yet. So that's always difficult, but it's good that we haven't budgeted ourselves to the wall with a crisis looming if for some reason an item like sales tax will come in lower than we anticipated. We certainly hope not. Hopefully this is a year we've got some contingency built in. Hopefully next year we can have another good year, off to a good start. Be able to stay to our budget. You never know what's going to happen. You all know the expense of equipment. We have some Article 7s out there. We aren't sure what's going to happen with them. They can be very expensive. We try to resolve them. We try to negotiate, mitigate the situation. If you have to go out for an appraisal, you have to hire an attorney. It can be very expensive. If we have a good year next year, we're actually able to see that the budget's in more solid shape again. Have a couple of years where we're seeing some reserves. I think we're on a good track, but I know there'll be discussion. Tom always likes to remind us the infrastructure, especially in water sewer. The infrastructure on base, we know, and we're talking millions of dollars. We've been talking with a management company to give us some control numbers for the management of our water tanks, which is critical. So we might be able to begin to address some of those items that really are in need. So there's a lot of optimism with that.
May I suggest that we do the other 3 resolutions, or?
That's a good suggestion, Tom, because I don't want to open the other hearing on the Consolidated Water District early either. So we'll leave that open as well. And what I would ask that we do then is go to Resolution 356. 356, which is the 2014 Base Sewer Fund Budget Amendments.
Whereas the sewer fund has settled an outstanding payable, which has freed up budget funds that were included in the 2014 budget for the base sewer budget. Whereas the water and wastewater director has determined that a portion of this budgeted funds should be applied to increase the base sewer lining projects in 2014. Therefore, be resolved that the town board authorize the following budget amendments: increase appropriations, decrease appropriations. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the water and wastewater director.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion?
Just want to point out, Bernie, that I asked about this as well, and it's an opportunity to improve a lot more, do a lot more slip lining, and have it at a bid price that was quite reasonable. So we needed to take advantage of that, strike while the iron is hot. We did something similar to this with paving when asphalt, the price of asphalt was low. We did $1 million bond, and we improved more of our streets than we would have been able to at that point in time. It's always a good idea to take advantage of good pricing, good bids, and this is just another example of it.
Thank you. Anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Kane.
Yes.
John Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 357, authorizing the conveyance of real property.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh is the owner and fee free of the following described premises tax map containing 7.83 acres, that descriptive of said property is hereto attached and made their part of. And whereas said premises are vacant and not necessary for the town use or purpose. Whereas the town property neighboring this property is currently listed by Facet Realty, a licensed realtor representing the town in an effort to sell said property. Now therefore be resolved that subject to a permissive referendum, Bernard C. Bassett, as supervisor of the town and on behalf, be hereby authorized to retain the services of Neil Facet of Facet Realty LLC to represent the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that upon approval by the town attorney, that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board authorize the supervisor to proceed and prepare said property to be listed for sale with Mr. Facet on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and Mr. Facet.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion?
This is putting on the market property that we have.
It's the one we talked about in the work session.
And the purpose of selling it was that we couldn't sell the other property that was landlocked.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. My response, Tom, to that question is a couple of things. One, as we discussed, if there's an opportunity to turn this property that we've otherwise done nothing with, back over to the private sector, it puts it on tax rolls, an opportunity for development, growth is good. Also, it's part of the concern of generating funds for the purchase of the cable park.
Well, I understand that that's the purpose, and Cable Park has a definite purpose, but on the other hand, this is lakefront, and we had originally talked about having a park there, and if we just turn it over to private development, then we wouldn't have any say in having people go there or
We haven't
recreate
developed
there.
anything in a number of years. I mean, this is, again, the discussion we had at the work session.
I understand, but I don't really feel that we should be giving up lakefront. We don't have that much lakefront. And we couldn't use the landlocked portion. So if we don't reserve any rights to this, then people from the town cannot go there.
That's not necessarily true. I've had some conversation with council. An option we might be able to exercise would be one that would allow for public access on the property, if we so wanted.
Well, that'll come down to when we actually, if we do in fact get a bid and we actually discuss it at that time, then I'd assume.
It could, or it could be a prerequisite to sell to the buyer, knowing in advance that there's a public right-of-way required on a portion of that property.
So if we approve this, then we're just, we're putting it out, but we're not putting it out with those, or are we gonna be discussing?
We're gonna further discuss, this is the initiation of the process.
Yeah, this doesn't give the supervisor the authority to unilaterally sell the property, but it does give him the authority to negotiate with, on our behalf with Mr. Fazette. So any final offer, I'm sure, would have to come before the board for approval.
Yeah, and by resolution it says retain the services, prepare it for sale. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Assuming that we'll be able to discuss this and put these on, I'll say yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Con.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. It is time, a couple minutes after actually, we need to open the public hearing on the Town of Plattsburgh Consolidated Water District. And I have a separate resolution for each of these. I'm not going to read the resolution, but I'm going to use it to simply log in that we open and close these items. So if I could have a motion to open the public hearing on the Consolidated Assessment Rolls, in particular our Consolidated Water District.
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Con.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, we will open this one at 7:18. And the next one would be at 7:20, so we'll give that a couple minutes. And we have the public hearing open on the budget. I know you just walked in, Mr. Metz. If you have any comments you'd like to make, you're welcome to do so.
I suppose it should be addressed as for all of the budget sections as well. Tom Metz, I'm a resident of Plattsburgh, for the record. And I've looked at this budget, the 2015 budget is much improved over last year. The town comptroller budget officer, Pat Bowen, has done considerable work to identify
Let's
expenses,
clarify, I'm not the controller of the town,
the budget officer.
finance manager, budget officer, because that's a different title than I am on.
Alright.
That's a whole different thing, so.
Okay. Don't touch that one at all, right? Okay.
It's different
Um,
laws, student laws.
Well, you found all the expenses and put the dollars in their proper place. And you've done that. You at least got a shot at it anyway. Some costs we can and must control. Other expenses, like health benefits, are set by others, and we must plan how to deal with the increases. This board acts as trustees of the taxpayers' dollars to provide the best service to our residents at reasonable cost. I hope each of you will search out ways to do things better and more efficiently. The biggest expense for the town is salaries and benefits. Please look at how that impacts our residents, the workers, the retirees, and single-income families. There are 117 towns in the North Country. Now, Messina is by far the largest with 449 employees. But they have a municipal electric system, think the city's MLD, and a hospital with many high salaries, 250,000 plus for doctors, all on the town payroll. So they're not comparable to all the rest. Of the remaining 116 towns in the North Country zone, Plattsburgh has the highest number of employees and the highest average salary. Now, we're bigger than some of the towns, so that's probably okay, but hear me out here. The town of Plattsburgh has 71 employees with an average salary of $42,352. Peru is the next highest town in number of employees with 45, and their average salary is $22,863. That's a $20,000 difference average. Someone may want to compare our town to the city of Plattsburgh. That's an apples to potatoes comparison. The city has many high-salaried linemen, firemen, and policemen that the town does not, nor should we. Yet the city average salary is $43,426. That's only 2.5% higher than what we are. Before you hire anyone, please ask yourself, do we absolutely need this position for the next 10 to 20 years? And ask if the town can afford that position. One of the town's missions is to bring job-producing companies here. We should not create those jobs within town government. That's bureaucracy. We all want the town to grow. More jobs, more families, and more opportunities. You are the leading voices to make that happen. The people are counting on you. Thank you.
I'm going to ask for a motion to close the hearing on the Consolidated Water District.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, do we have a second on that?
Second.
Mr. Cashman, let's get a roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Minick,
Yes.
Michael Cassidy.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, this hearing would be closed at 7:23. I'm going to ask for a motion to open the public hearing on the Consolidated Sewer District.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? Get a roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Minick,
Yes.
Michael Cassidy.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, we'll open the hearing for comments on the Consolidated Sewer District 724. Anyone have any comments they'd like to make on that one? If not, we will let that sit. And I'm going to take Tom's suggestion, go back to the next resolution, which is 358, insurance renewal.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh acts as remitting agent for its employees for the purpose of providing health benefits to said employees and their dependents. And whereas due to anticipated increase in premiums, the town's insurance agent, Clark Forrester Insurance LLC, has advised that it would be in the town with its employees' best interest to consider an alternative health insurance plan. And whereas after careful review and consultation with the town's insurance agent, he has made a recommendation to the town board contract with Simply Blue Plus Platinum 2 Health Insurance Plan that is offered by Excellus Blue Cross and Blue Shield as the best option to meet the needs of the town of Plattsburgh and its employees. Therefore be resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign the attached premium rate schedule and contract summary to provide insurance coverage to its non-union employees. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to Clark Forrester Insurance LLC and to the finance manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion?
Opposite.
Just a comment that I would make, I will not be voting on this resolution. I have to abstain because I am an employee at a Clark Forrester Insurance Agency, and it would be a conflict of interest for me to involve myself in such a deliberation. So I just make that statement so people understand,
Yeah.
rather than just saying abstain and people wonder what that's all about.
So noted. Any other discussion?
This was a comparison of different policies that we went through prior to selecting this one, in terms of the rates and the value given to the employees. I think that's important to know.
Anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Minick,
Abstain.
Michael Cassidy.
Yes.
Gerard Rendell.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. I would like a
Open public hearing.
motion to close the
That's all.
public hearing on the consolidated sewer district.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, do I have a second?
Second?
Mr. Wood? The roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Capman.
Yes.
George Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution passes, the clearing is closed at 7:22. Excuse me, 7:27. Close it before we open it. The next one is the base water district. We get a motion to open that public hearing.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman. We get a roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Mark Mannix.
Yes.
Michael Capman.
Yes.
George Renner. Bernie Bassett.
Yes, this hearing will be opened at 7:28. Is there anyone who'd like to make comment on the base water district? We'll let that sit for a moment. Get back to the regularly scheduled program.
Bernie,
And-
aren't these for the assessments? Right?
Yes.
That's right.
Resolution 359, delinquent water and sewer charges relevies.
Resolved that the list of delinquent water and sewer charges in the respective districts for 2014 submitted by the Water and Wastewater Department be accepted and placed on file, and of a copy be forwarded to the Clinton County Board of Legislators to be added to the 2015 tax roll, and a copy be given to the town clerk pursuant to section 198, section 3 of the town law. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution also be given to the finance manager.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second Mr. Wood. Any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Capman.
Yes.
George Renner.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. At this point, we have the public hearing on the preliminary budget open, as well as one on the base water district, which we're gonna close very shortly.
I have a question that I'd like to ask on the preliminary budget. I spent, all my time looking at the general fund and looking at, things like the lighting district and, items like that, and it was only, as I got in here tonight, and, I saw the, comparative sheet on the, expenses, showing the increase or decrease, that I noticed a substantial decrease in the ambulance. And I would like to know if somebody could explain that to me, because that was not anything that I was aware of, and, so I'm interested in knowing how that was generated.
What the rate is, the tax rate is.
The decrease is related to the agreement that we struck with CDPH, where they're retaining their collectibles now instead of giving them over to the town, and then the town passing it back to them. So we're not receiving the revenue, nor are we incurring that expenditure, so that's why it went down.
Now, there was a cap on that, though.
$575,000.
Right, there was a
We haven't
definitive
changed
price
that.
in the contract. You and I made sure that that was, language was in there, because we cannot just give them a free hand with the collectibles. We have to have a bottom line or a figure that we can put out to the public saying, this is what the service costs.
That's correct.
And we have in, a statement from them in writing that if they exceed that cap,
Well, that's part of the agreement, and they've been, I spoke with Mike in September to get all the documents that they were supposed to be providing to us for the whole year,
okay,
and he did follow up with that, and they haven't reached that limit yet, so.
okay. Very good, thank you. Just wanted clarification on that.
On the Town of Plattsburgh base water district assessment roll, if I get a motion to close that hearing.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manac,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, that hearing stands closed at 7:30. At the same time, I'd like to open the public hearing on the Town of Plattsburgh Base Storm Water District, the assessment roll for the Base Storm Water District. If I could get a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second. Mr. Cashman, and a roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mike Manac,
Yes.
Marty?
oh, and then you, Michael Cashman.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, this hearing will be noted as open at 7:31. Anyone have any comments they'd like to make on the assessment roll for the Base Storm Water District? They got out of, no, that one's next.
And I have your
Oh,
vote,
it's just
so I
a-
can enter it.
Well, I'm going by the published times.
Okay, the sheet that we got is incorrect.
What do you have?
Well, what I just showed you.
7:30 Base Storm. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're soon to be. We just opened the storm water. I don't wanna run down.
I thought they said, okay.
Okay, I have a motion to close the public hearing on the Base Storm Water District's assessment roll.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, can I have a second on that?
Second.
Mr. Cashman,
I'd like to, discussion, I'd like to leave it open for a few more minutes until 7:37.
for the Base Storm Water District?
Yes, because on this sheet it was listed as 7:35, and I think we should leave it open until at least 7:38 or 37, and we should open the base water district.
I retract my second.
No, I'll retract
Uh,
that. We can,
da, 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 da.
like, we leave it open.
Okay, my sheets were out of order, Tom. I thought I had base water, not base storm water. We'll leave that one open.
Base water appears to be closed, so we're supposed to open base sewer.
Yeah, we already did the space water.
Yeah. Base sewer is the one we probably should be open for.
We can't open base sewer, that was scheduled for 7:30. Let's get a motion to open the base sewer district.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman. All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That would be a 7:34. I have to color code these in the future. That always seems to happen. Okay, base sewer has been opened sufficiently. I think we get a motion to close that.
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that one closes at 7:35. Next one, please.
So we already opened the next one, so.
Base storm is open. Yep.
Yep, so we don't have anything to do right now.
Yes, I do. I have to make sure the rest are in order. right, is that a motion, Mr. Mannix?
I'll make a motion that the base stormwater be closed.
Do we have a second? Mr. Rennet, all in favor, indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we'll close that one at 7:35.
7:36.
My angle's 7:35.
That's 7:30.
Put it 7:36. It's gotta be open a minute.
It opened at 7:31. That's the one I got out of order.
Yeah, close it till after.
Okay. Which one does Mickey say we opened up?
Stormwater management.
Should be base highway maintenance improvement storm district.
There's a little bit of time to go on that.
I have no, not that one. Given the history behind it, we probably could, I guess, close them to the three together. So once we advertise that. Make a note, if we ever put a note in our computer. I think I had, I might went through a couple, like, to call the conclusion that there are some.
Can we just do it down?
Certain sides, you might wanna check it.
The budgeting committee said it's gonna be- The councilors are saying for the first time this year. I propose,
Three.
yeah, just like. They have, all they have left are just, public hearings, and they're.
Yeah,
they
they
all
were
have
advertised
time.
at certain times.
Oh, it's a certain time.
Yeah, so we can't open them up. We could, but
We could play chess for a while,
Move the clock, sir.
that Iranian game chess.
Move the clock.
Oh, those were the days. You probably didn't have a camera on you while you moved that clock, though.
I give you time.
Okay, we can take a motion to open the public hearing on the base highway maintenance improvement storm district assessment roll.
so moved.
Mr. Renadette, seconded by Mr. Wood. All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
This would be open at 7:41.
The last hearing has to open up by what time?
8:15.
8:15? Because I'm just concerned, I mean, there's, the chances of somebody showing up are slim, but we could open all these hearings and basically leave them open
Until 8:15.
until 8:15. 8:15, 8:17,
Then
and
we wouldn't,
if anybody in the
we
public
have
has,
less to do in between.
you know, somebody, we have to be here in case somebody shows up, but the rest of the public doesn't have to. That would be my suggestion.
It really doesn't change when we get out.
No,
Well, yeah, but,
no,
but
the
if somebody
rest-
wants to make a comment, they can make it on a particular district, and then they don't have to stay.
Okay,
What you see
Whatever.
probably what you're gonna get for the public, so.
You heard it.
yes, I have.
Bernie, in all your time here, how many times has anybody ever come and said anything about these hearings?
Once. There was one once, and it was
On an
very
assessment?
generic, they're all, that was it.
But
On
that
an
was,
assessment?
that was right at the very beginning.
So here you are.
Anyway, there was a suggestion to open the balance of them. I see no problem with opening them ahead, as long as we don't close them in advance, but I'll start peeling them off from the top down either way. If you'd like to do that, we can. So I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing on the Town of Plattsburgh Highway Townwide District.
So,
Mr. Wood, second Mr. Mannix. All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This one we will have open at 7:43. And I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing on the Town of Plattsburgh lighting districts.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wood? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We would open this one as well at 7:43. And I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing on the Consolidated Ambulance District.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wood? And, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll open this one at 7:44. Now, if anyone has any comments on any of the districts, we'll be glad to take them.
I'm shocked.
You should. Are
That
there
kind
more
of
than
is
one
what it
lighting
is.
Is there more than one lighting district?
No,
No,
Because
one
you
large.
said districts, and I was wondering, you said districts with an S, plural.
right, but
So
it's.
I thought there was only one consolidated lighting district.
It's written districts, I read it as written.
You
Yeah.
see?
Because we consolidated several.
Whatever.
Tom, you're an
Gary's
English
got it down.
major.
Well,
I
there's
thought
two
you picked
rates.
up on that right off.
Yes.
Not ours, but she
I
did.
get a motion to close the public hearing on the Base Highway Maintenance Improvement Stormwater District.
So moved.
Mr. Woods, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This one will stand closed at 7:45.
Okay, so the rest of them we can wait for a while.
Well, we don't want to close the one that was supposed to start at 7:45, at
No,
least
no, no,
7:46.
8:15.
if I could offer a suggestion, I was going to make a request that we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing negotiations. If Ricky could remain on here, in the event someone were to come in, Ricky could come and we could adjourn executive session, come out, hear whatever anyone wanted to say, et cetera, and then go back to executive session. And then when we're done, we come back here. But in the meantime, we could go in and get started on executive session.
I don't see a
I see no problem with that at
irregularity
all.
with that.
It's gonna be a recess. You wanna make a motion? We can't adjourn the meeting.
No, I'm not, no. We're gonna,
Mr. Mannix made the motion, correct?
Let me find my sheet before
we have to,
before I can find it.
Recess first.
we have to recess. Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
Okay, we're going to let the hearings remain open. Our town clerk will remain to hear any comments, take any written comments. We will come back out prior to 8:15 to close the public hearings.
If anyone wants to make verbal comment, we'll come out to listen to the verbal comment.
Protocol is to do recess first. Okay, I get a motion to go into recess.
So move, yeah.
by Mr. Mannix. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Renadette?
We always come on after that. That's what we want.
We're having discussion, so I'll wait.
You can have to recess first.
I don't know, that's why.
I think we have to recess first. I don't think it's a big issue either way.
Okay, okay.
I really don't.
We just did.
We have a motion by Mr. Mannix, a second by Mr. Renadette. Is there any further discussion on that motion? If not, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion to go into recess passes. I'm going to put a time down, it's a little bit irregular at this moment, of 7:48. But now I need a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing collective bargaining negotiations as per Article 14 of Civil Service Law.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, do I have a second on the motion to go into executive?
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. We're going to move into executive session at 7:49. We will be back prior to 8:15. And our clerk will take any comments on these hearings.
Do you folks need anything signed or?
No, thank you very much, thanks,
Just trying to let you off easy.
thanks. That's our paper, right, for technical, right? Tonight.
Well, it's just the cover sheet, I have the paper pretty much written, it's just the cover sheet that I need to do. I can't believe I spilled coffee on this, I just took it out of the washer today.
That's because of the color.
Oh,
If it wasn't so light, you wouldn't do that.
no, I know.
If it were darker.
I just washed it last night.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you don't need that.
What I'm seeing here,
Right, you keep it in a high profile, you gotta keep that.
I know.
where's
You know,
the cost of,
It's gotta be more than 939.
that's what this is.
You got 100,000 plus interest
This is
right there.
not annual cost, this is other, this is just the annual cost for
Oh, it's just
ever
these things, these two right here. Okay,
Yes, would be an
okay,
annual
gotcha.
cost.
I got you. I thought you were saying the whole thing.
No, this was a part, and actually, the budget shows
Well,
this.
there's ones in the budget
No,
that are
this-
not
This is one-time
defined
cost,
yet.
this is over 4 years, this is a one-time cost.
Right, which
That
was-
was actually double that, for all intents and purposes, it was 90.
Finance
But
manager.
he got a better
oh,
one.
that nice.
No, I understand, I mean, I understand the whole thing,
Right.
I think
but,
just finance manager.
this was gonna be an annual cost, this is an annual cost.
This is pretty close.
Yeah, that's what it looks like in your budget, that.
It's,
Pat, was that-
94.75 per month.
I don't,
Yeah, well, that's what it looks like in your budget, you know, I looked at these
That's the only
things,
undefined
the electricity,
salary in
Okay,
there.
yeah, okay.
Okay,
See what, this
And
is
that-
electricity.
all right.
but
You
that's
okay?
the base electricity, that's the
doing okay?
base
Oh, yeah,
cost,
well,
that's
well,
not the
the
usage
supply
cost.
Love it.
That's
See, Eric,
That's what.
And that was
Hi, Art.
never figured into this whole consolidated thing, and that plus the 30,000 annual,
Right.
which is more, it's more like 35. What is that?
you know, I wanna interrupt this, because I'm leaving.
I see that.
Hey, see
Good
you.
to see you, Art.
All right.
But also this didn't, the benefits.
Correct.
See you, Rick.
Another 25, and you put another 50, this is already 75,000. So the whole thing that Paul was looking at was garbage.
Did you?
Because we're not gonna see 11
Last year, did you
cents.
have, a lot of people here for the budget?
I don't.
Last year.
I mean, it's
was
already,
people
it's
now?
where it is now, it's right now where it was.
We'll go down. It's getting fewer.
No,
We'll go down,
no.
we'll go down. Yeah,
Well,
we'll
you-
pay
I think I had a big
That's
crowd.
100,000 plus interest on it.
Really, I mean,
Not really? Oh, I thought,
11 cents. He said
oh, like that, I
right,
think it was
and 6 years, it's
discussion
gonna be
before
7
it
cents.
I don't know.
And we're gonna be
and
so
the
flush with
discussion
money.
about,
Oh,
That, and if that
Not
ain't
to hear.
bad.
I don't know where they got, you know, I wasn't here.
and that's
But I
what
know
irritates.
supply
I have a
chain.
letter that I said.
You're going to the restaurant or you're going to a store,
wait, come here.
and they grab you the first thing and they bitch about it.
Well, that's kind
If
of.
you're gonna bitch about it,
It's terrible on there.
Don't
On the NICEAG.
I know, I know.
Well,
It's never gonna change.
you did say, I
No,
told
but it's
you
just
that there would be
irritating,
this
you know.
blah, 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 blah,
But that's the
nobody
way it
ever
is,
asked
you know.
about that.
Well, you know, you've been through it for how many years?
And
you
I
know?
don't know,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
that's
don't
it,
know
you
if
I was more than that, 32.
surprising or not.
Have a good day, folks.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, because we were talking to our broker yesterday, and he said that, well,
So you
you
go
know,
home
gas
after
is,
and get a good
like
night's
gas, so
sleep.
that's gonna go down. And there is a feeling in the market that
We're so wound up.
electricity will go up,
I know, but it's just,
and that wouldn't
all
surprise
this
me.
weight is down onto you, and then all of a sudden you can.
Yeah, go figure.
Why would that? You
Finally,
think, you
it's
think it'd be cheaper to run?
I know,
Yeah, you
but
think,
it's just,
but, you know,
there's
there's
still nuts and bolts, there's still nuts and bolts of it. that
Well,
you
that's
it's
gotta-
not good money,
Yeah, that's a problem.
Then you gotta start.
and they don't wanna do
sanding.
anything about it. That's the law,
You gotta
that
bring
in
it, you
83,
know, and just,
when the town decided
just,
to
you know, be your own
do
person.
the
Yeah.
thing.
I have that law.
I know, that's.
Yeah,
what
and
you
it
gotta do.
tells you that, yeah, the money has to be used for tax,
Right.
reduction.
You're, I know,
Which is
you're young,
quite
you're
interesting.
smart,
Which is good.
you know, and you're inquisitive about things, you know, it's gonna be good.
County would use it for a lot.
I think they'll do all right.
And theoretically, if if no towns took it, everybody's county rate would be the same,
Yes.
because the tax rate, what it is based
Now,
on
who's
levy.
that girl that was with you? Is she
And
an
I have a friend in
intern
Peru,
or
I don't
somebody
know,
that's
do you
working
live
there?
here?
She works there.
Oh, you live in
She
town.
does customer service.
I have a friend in Peru, hers is 218,
Oh.
Yeah.
At the Murphy School.
and ours is whatever it is.
They don't take the tax money.
That's right.
But then you've got their town tax, which is,
Yeah, but then,
what is their town tax?
I don't know,
Because that'd be interesting to see, because in theory, they should offset each other,
they should,
so.
except that it's more accountable.
Oh,
They have to be
absolutely.
more accountable,
Absolutely.
when they're the ones that are raising the
That's
tax rate.
How long
exactly true.
does this go for?
You know, and that's why,
That's one of the
if,
good checks on it.
if you look at the highway,
It's just, you gotta go through, you know,
it's hard,
It is,
it's hard for him,
We got some extra sales tax money this year.
I saw that,
I'm sure. Yeah, so.
excuse me.
Well,
they-
well, our budgets came in, that's what they came in.
That's-
Why not?
No, it's,
Why should I,
And sales
why should
tax-
I,
bargaining.
why should I bolster up the general fund more?
Unions and-
You know what I mean, instead of
Yeah.
just using that excess to
You
give
know,
to
there's a
I mean,
need for
you
general
know,
fund, there is.
No,
Because.
But
every
your
year
audit
they-
says that
they
you were
build
17%,
into it for
says
a
it right in the
3-year
audit.
thing.
And that's where you
Like
should
to get
be,
Yeah,
for the
they say-
minimum.
Two
They
point
say
eight,
10 to
2.7,
It
I've
says
seen
you're 17, that was in 2013,
onto
I've seen 10 to
increases.
17%.
of the entire budget or of the general?
Of the, no, it's each fund based on the,
Yeah, but that's
Each
what
year
this
it's
one
been
said,
3%.
and that was good.
yeah, no, that is good. No, I'm just saying, there's also,
They would
the state
only
controller
think
has issued a couple of reports
You
in
know,
regards to fund balance,
Mhm.
stating that,
mean that much to you.
based on the GFOA, they recommend
Yeah.
between 10 and 17%.
And you were at 17, I don't
We
know
want the money in.
how the money was used, you know, it gets used, it does. But,
Does it mean?
so that's
is
good.
that much?
2 years ago it was zero.
Paper mean that much to you? Come on.
It's not.
Oops,
You're not looking down the road in 20
when you
years.
came here,
My
You know,
first
to
couple
retire,
times,
you got this extra money in there, and
I
it's
was
still
told
be
it was fixed,
beneficial to you,
isn't it?
you know?
I'm not saying blaming anybody, but
They program more fund balance.
But
That's all.
how does that happen? I mean, do you overdraw your checkbook?
No, that's not cash.
It doesn't matter. It's still there. It's on the paper. They can see the numbers.
They didn't estimate their, ending fund balance very well. Maybe one conservative. That's all it takes. I've seen a lot of towns that
It
just,
makes,
a lot of
this,
towns.
it takes a mistake like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, a lot of times, you ask them, how come you're appropriating that fund balance? Well, that's what we've always done. They have no fund balance and they keep appropriating.
That's what we did here
And they get down,
for a long
these
time.
people are negatives. No, seriously, they're negative fund balance because that's what they do every year. But they don't even know why, you know?
Did you read that, speaking of negatives, that in Europe now, they're going back into a recession? And in Germany, they are now charging
to stay so late, Rick.
All right.
Congratulations.
You're doing the knock knock, just in case.
Hey, it's all part of the job.
You'll know. I don't think you're getting anybody else anyway.
No, you won't.
It's nasty out.
By the time I wrap up and put.
I'm glad it was raining. Rocky
It's
took
gonna be
the
8:30.
dogs for a walk at Point of Rush and they were spreading manure and it was all over the road and he
Uh,
drove home and I was in the house doing something and I went out in the garage and went, oh my God, it smells like shit out here. What did you do? And there was, on my wheels, there was, and I went, ugh! He says, drive through a lot of puddles when you. I was supposed to have snow tomorrow.
Yes, we are. Hopefully not on the,
Yay!
no, not on the weekend, that's overtime.
No, it's supposed to be 42 on the weekend.
Funny how we
I
never
like-
used to care
I
about
like
that
that
stuff,
you're
but now I'm
thinking
like,
like that.
oh, please snow between 8 and 4 Monday through Friday. And Sundays is double time, so that really hurts. So.
Ooh. Who applied on the RFP for the IT?
Well, there's 4 companies.
You opened them, right?
Yep.
And who are the 4? Twin State?
Twin
You
State.
said that.
Dave.
Dave,
Yeah, Dave Kimmel, Syscom or something, and then another outfit out of Glens Falls.
oh really?
Glens Falls or what's the other area down, Latham or something.
Okay.
One of them is, and just, it's out of our fathom of money wise.
Why, was it really high?
Oh, yeah, I just, they have no local office here.
Oh, so they have to
So
come
they
up
have-
and down and.
When the guy leaves the office, there's time and mileage from the time he commutes to get here to do anything. Then if he has to stay overnight, you have to pay
His
meals-
hotel, yeah.
meals and lodging.
This is the one from Glens Falls or down there, Latham?
Latham or something.
Yeah, that's cute.
And Twin State was the next.
Well, we're kind of out in the boonies here when it comes to IT.
Twin State was the next highest, that,
Was there nothing out of Vermont? I mean, you'd think
Nope.
that Burlington would have
Nope.
something
no,
Did
for
you have,
IT.
did Store Tech?
Hmm.
That's something for that?
Yep.
And Twin State, what was the other one?
Dave Kimmel,
And then the place downstairs.
downstairs.
I'm surprised, like I said, Burlington, did you feed to Burlington?
It went all over the whole northeast
Huh.
onto it, but nobody's got offices here except a few.
Well, like I said, at least if they were in Burlington, they're around the corner.
But
They
then
could
you
drive
still-
over and drive back.
I know, but then you still
You
have.
still have to
get
pay
in-
mileage and
yeah,
stuff.
you get into
A lot
that,
of
or,
those IT things can do it remotely though. They don't
Yeah, of
need an
course.
office.
well, this was the first outfit that came today, that is really, that, whatever their name is.
This is the one
that's
from
the-
where?
That, they got an office in Malone, one here, and one in Queensbury,
Is that Store Tech?
yeah, or whatever. it is.
Store Tech?
Is that what?
I don't know, I got her card in there, but they're the only ones that came and scrutinized every computer in the building,
Huh,
and looked at the software that was
before they
running.
did the RFP?
That-
Good.
That came and physically looked at every computer onto it, and then TJ came today with them and walked them through every computer and what he's done to them, and the systems that they're running. There's-
They have to know
The
that.
trouble is, there's so many different operating systems here.
It's crazy.
This one's got,
And half the people don't know how to
XP
run
on it, this one's got 7 on it, and this one's got something else on it, and this one's got, and there's none the same, and they don't talk to one another.
They gotta do something.
No, I mean, that's what the big problem is with Debbie's computer and my computer now.
Don't talk.
Well, she's got a newer operating system than I do, and when she sends stuff, it's all over the world,
Yeah, but her stuff was always like that.
huh?
Her stuff was always
I know, but it's worse now. You come and look at it. I
Well,
mean,
when you
just-
say it's all over the
instead of-
world, what do you mean? You get one page and not 2 pages?
No,
or-
sometimes it's in hieroglyphics, it's
fonts
just,
are
it's just,
messed up, it seems messed
oh,
up.
you don't like the top of the lines? Well, this line,
Is
part of this
that
line is over
because-
here, and it's over here, and it's,
It's set up that way, or she doesn't know how to
no, she's
organize
got a
it?
different operating
I
system.
think her templates are set up that way.
But
And she
sometime-
probably doesn't, a lot of people don't know how to deal with templates, so
Yeah, but
you have to go in and do that.
Sometimes she does it, if she uses the tab button, when she does stuff, it comes out all right, I mean, there's
No,
one,
right.
one.
How it is now, it just wasn't when I was here.
Yeah, no, I know, that's
Well,
why
yeah,
I
but it's
assumed
not
that.
consistent, that's what I'm saying, cause I went and got her one day, and I
Well,
said,
if you're over 40, chances are you don't know what the hell you're doing on a commission. I shouldn't say that, but it's
Yeah, but it's
true.
yeah, you know,
I mean, my next door neighbor
it-
has just got her first laptop. She had a computer that was like a snail. So she finally gets a laptop, and she doesn't even realize, she doesn't know what Wi-Fi is. She's got Wi-Fi, but she has no clue. She takes her computer down to somebody's house who doesn't have Wi-Fi and doesn't understand why it's not gonna work. And well, I couldn't get anything on my computer. I said, well, does she have Wi-Fi? What's that? And then now she can't get it to communicate with her new printer. So she's gonna have the Geek Squad or somebody come and hook up her old printer and throw the new printer away. And I'm thinking, you know, it probably does hook up, but you just don't know what the hell you're doing. And her son, who's almost 60, he doesn't know either, and he couldn't get it to work. So I'm thinking, you know, you need your grandson who's 16, just tell him to come over and fix it. He could probably go boom, 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 and it would be done.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, that's how it is. I mean, even with, and Bernie knows, you know, he uses his computer, I don't know how much he knows, but even he doesn't realize that they need a lot of tech stuff happening here
Oh, yeah.
to make it efficient.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is like still in the Middle Ages.
A lot of places are though.
Oh, I know, it's terrible. You know, Rocky loves computers, we have like 5 computers at home. And he's always going, buying this and buying that, and you know, we gotta do more backups, and we're done. He's got, you know, and he can go to Europe and remotely access my computer and get whatever he needs and all that. He loves it. But it's just, I mean, I take that home, boom, 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 he's got downloading it and stuff, and here, Bernie didn't even know that you can put your video online. And were you here when Mike Cashman, and he said, well, you could go through YouTube. I don't wanna do that. Well, yeah, you go through YouTube, you download it on there, and boom, 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 you put it in. And Bernie thought you had to use you had to put it online and use up space, but you don't, you put it on YouTube and
Right.
it's just, if you're not interested in it, and it's not a detriment that he isn't, or if you never did that, you just don't know.
Right. Well,
How it
that's why
works.
there is IT departments.
You think?
Yeah.
That was said the other day, and I said, oh, that's our IT people. I was out of the county, and they have an IT group there. 2 ladies walked in, I was up in accounting, and 2 ladies walked in, it was our IT people. You probably know who they are.
Yeah, but they only had one lady in IT, Barb Foster.
Yeah, there was Barb Foster, and then she had somebody else with her. Now, I don't know if it was an assistant or a friend or whoever, but it's like, that's our IT department.
Barb's been there
100 years,
since the beginning of the IT department, yeah.
there you go. But it's important, but then if you wanna have an IT department in your town, you incur $100,000 debt, $100 forever. So then you have to decide what's the most economical, to have an external one that comes in periodically and does it. If you don't have anybody on board that really knows what the hell they're doing all day long, then
well, there's a lot of.
it's
people-
difficult.
There's a lot of people like Trevor and Alan Reese.
And what's her face, Pangborn,
Yeah,
she's
Aaron
pretty
as well.
good.
They're all smart as far as
Aaron's good.
computer stuff.
Cause they're young.
But it's not their position to tear a computer apart and replace a hard drive, you know.
Which doesn't take very long.
No,
right?
I know that, but still in the same token, you know.
But
gotta-
Well,
part
in-
of being in public services, you kind of sometimes go outside of your job description to get stuff.
Oh,
No,
they do it
exactly.
now. I mean, they all do it now, because of all of the stuff that was going on with TJ and stuff, you know. I mean, it's just, you couldn't leave, I couldn't be sitting down for 3 days, you know, before you got here, if he's on vacation, you can't do
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
It's just, that's the biggest thing. And that's what he said when he was here today, he said, it's just gotten way out of my hands that I.
Well, he doesn't have the time
He
to
doesn't
devote,
have
he's
the
got a
time.
job,
Yeah.
a real
Well, he
job.
said The college department that he's in onto it as more demanding and taking 99.9% of his time.
Of course,
That's why he was coming here
at
10,
10 o'clock at
11,
night, and that's
But,
crazy.
well, that's what I said to you, I told you that. I
It's
said,
craziness.
2:23 in the morning, he's in there playing. on
That's
the computer.
craziness,
That's
I mean-
craziness, you know?
But
It's dedicated, but
it's something,
I know
it's,
that, but I mean, it's just, you know,
it's important, you know, the IT, you cannot run anything well without a good IT happening. I mean, however it happens, but you can't, you just can't. It's the way the world today, you know. And then you got, I know there are problems here with, like, in the water and sewer department. It's so screwed up still. I mean, they're computing their programs. You read the audit and it says, we can't audit it. They can't audit it, we can't audit it, no one. There's a lot of money that flows through that department. And they can't deal with the program.
you know, they bought.
And to buy a new one is,
They
you know,
have bought-
50
they
and
have
60 and 70, tens of thousands of dollars.
Since
It's,
I've been here in 10 years, they've bought in 3 programs to do that. The last one.
and none of them do what they
The last one,
want.
they spent almost $80,000 on, and it still doesn't work, it's a piece of shit. It doesn't
Well,
work,
is
they
it,
can't
it
do
doesn't
nothing.
work, or the people
they've
that are
had-
working it don't
No,
work?
they've had so many problems, and the Harris Group has been here, I don't know how.
Oh, the
many
Harris Group is for the accounting one.
times. It's also on.
Is it that one as well? Because I know they had a lot of problems with that when Diana was here, that Harris
They
one.
Still do.
And Patrick said it's, and then they can't get in touch with the people. They don't call back, they're in Texas.
Yeah, well, that's, and the last bunch of people that came from Ontario, Canada, that belonged to Harris.
Go figure.
Well, they were here for 3 or 5 days or something, trying to, rewriting a program that was.
You know, the problem with programs are, a lot of them are not geared to, they're not user-friendly. They're geared to people that are professionals doing that, and not user-friendly for the average guy. So you get a big professional program, then nobody knows how to use it. And that's difficult, and if you don't have people that understand that, then you spend a lot of money, it's awful.
A lot of, late, new computer systems up there for.
We have 3 IT guys.
Where's that? Over, yeah. I saw Herbie baby the other day, looks good. Are you glad this is over?
The campaigning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's a lot of work, it's exhausting.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be nice all the time. No. How's your mom doing?
She's good.
Is she happy? Did she say, what the hell did you do that for?
No, not at all. My mom's always supportive.
That's good.
Yeah.
And Grandpa looked
I
happy.
wanted to ask her the other day, what is this new enterprising thing that she got into?
I don't know.
Why, what's she doing?
Well, it's.
Next needs to go to bed.
It's marketing, whatever it is,
Market
right?
America.
Huh?
What's Market America?
Some multi-level marketing thing. Look it up. Decide for yourself. I don't know.
No, I.
You don't wanna go there, right? What, and this is something your mother's doing because she's bored?
No, I don't. I think she just enjoys that kind of stuff.
Huh.
A lot of people around here already.
Oh, did this one turn off? This one turned off again.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Ciao.
Oh, let's look at it.
I'll see you
We'll go
soon.
next breakfast
Yes,
together.
that's right. Ricky,
Don't
have
stand
you?
me up though.
Ricky, have you really been working here for 10 years?
Huh?
Have you really been working here for 10 years? Oh, you started right before I came.
Oh.
You were working here for years before that?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. You
Okay.
see why this is, that's why I have gray hair. That's what it is. See ya.
Bye. This looked like it got turned off. Did you turn this off?
No, I haven't touched it.
Well, if it got turned off, can I get? I came over here and the screen was black. And I had it running. It's on.
Mine's still running.
Well, then I'll get a copy from you, not that there was anything that happened.
Yours on a timer or something?
You shouldn't be. The other one he downloaded, boom, boom, took 2 seconds. So anyway, what's news? What? I don't get it. But he came in and he said he's leaving for Florida or somewhere. He said he's leaving at the end of the month. That's fine. Oh, I thought you might find this interesting. This is the budget in Berlin, 178 million. Okay? Well, that's their total revenues, this is their total expenses, 175 million. Here's what their counselors get paid. And their mayor gets 88,000. It presides over $175 million budget.
You're gonna make
Interesting,
more
huh?
money, and that's part of why.
Not close.
Yeah, we can.
Any of you people out there have any more comments? No?
Oh, I'd like to comment on those assessment rolls.
Okay, which one do you have open?
Okay, I need a motion to come out
All of them.
of, a motion to come out of the executive session.
So moved.
Mr. Rennet, second on that motion.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
And we will be out at 8:16. Now, we also had a motion to go into recess. I need a motion to come out of recess.
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, and a second to come out.
Second.
Mr. Cashman. Any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
And we're out of that session also at 8:16. Now, we have a series of public hearings open. I'm gonna start with the first one I had, which is the Highway Townwide, a motion to close.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second. Mr. Wood, any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
We come out of this one at 8:17. The next one we have is the lighting district, and the motion to close that hearing.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we're out at 8:18. The last one that I have is the public hearing on the ambulance district, consolidated ambulance district. Need a motion to come out.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Cashman, all in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we will come out of this hearing at 8:18.
Now we have the first one, budget. Elected officials.
Now, the last one is the first.
Yep.
Absolutely right. Okay. If there are no further comments on the preliminary budget, I'd entertain a motion to close this hearing.
So moved.
Mr. Cashman, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we will declare this one closed at 8:19. Anyone have any other business this evening? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second. Mr. Mannix, any discussion? All in favor indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we will stand adjourned at 8:20. Drive safely, look out for that heavy wet snow tonight.
Where did you, no,
Yeah.
Said tomorrow, so.
Haven't done anything.
Okay. I didn't even know if that was something we were still
That-
considering.